Welcome to the podcast, Claim Your Excellent Life, with your host, Suzanne Kellner-Zinck, where she helps professional women learn how to be happy. Suzanne will teach you how to do this through building high self-esteem, relaxation and calm, and good, healthy relationships. Tune in every week as Suzanne shares effective strategies to help you claim your excellent life with happiness techniques, self-esteem building exercises, relationship tips, and relaxation information. Make sure to head over to dawningvisions.com to subscribe to the newsletter to receive your keys to happiness, as well as other useful free gifts for you.
In this episode of Claim Your Excellent Life, we are going to speak about creating magic. M-A-J-I-C-K, magic. It's actually a very wonderful thing to be able to do in one's life, and I've done it on many, many occasions in the past. But let me explain first of all what it actually is. Creating magic, which is different than magic acts, as one would see one do a performance of, perhaps, is the ability to create in your future those things that you truly want to have happen in your life. And the question becomes one of, how do you make that happen? Well, there are many ways to make it happen, but I would say that the most important way to make that happen is to first of all do as the Kabbalists state and think illogically. What do they mean by illogically? Well, in our rational, reasonable world, people will tell you to be realistic, to be reasonable. I have a question for you regarding reasonableness and being rational. How many people are truly happy today, doing what they're doing with their lives? Well, there's a lot of people who put on happy faces who aren't really that happy. Once you get to know them, and I mean get to know them really well, I have an example of this actually. While I was out in California, I did a certified nursing assistant training course. And there was this Hispanic woman in the course who had 2 grown kids living with her at the time, and a husband who really wasn't doing much of anything. She had all kinds of dreams and aspirations of creating her own nursing assistive program somewhere. Wanted to go to nursing school and all the rest of it. Well, I really liked her. We had some really great conversations. She was a really caring and helpful person. She helped me to try to learn how to make beds with people in them, etc., something that I totally suck at, even to this day. But what happened was very interesting. After the CNA course was done, she had emailed me that she wanted to get together, and I just didn't have time at that time. I was actually leaving California because it just didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, for many different reasons, of which I won't go into at the moment, but suffice to say, I didn't really have a chance to get together with her. So she texted me. And she texted me a message telling me how she hated her life, that her kids were lazy, that her husband wasn't worth anything and wouldn't do anything to help contribute to the financing of the household. They had gained a lot of money taking care of her parents, and they were really living off of that money, and they had one of their cars to use. But the reality of the situation was that the money was running down, and she was scared. And she felt at a total loss, and she was totally depressed. This is what I mean by putting on a face. A happy, superficial, fake face. There's a lot of them out there in California and LA County, trust me on that one. However, the point of the story is this. We need to do the things that we enjoy doing in life. And if you cannot think of what those things may be, I will inform you that when you were a kid, you had all kinds of curiosity, all kinds of interest, all kinds of things that you enjoyed doing, which you did. Until somebody older than you, perhaps thinking they were speaking to your best interest, misguidedly I would suggest at this moment, that perhaps you were thinking unrealistically. Well, this is the deal. If you think about people like Richard Branson, who owns Virgin, companies. He's dyslexic. If you listen to him speak, he has a very hard time putting a sentence together without saying the same word a couple of times or going and a lot. Something as a Toastmaster, that's where you learn how to speak professionally, would be driven crazy by, and I am. But Richard Branson is brilliant. And the reason he's brilliant is because he figured out, and I don't even know if he has a high school degree, I don't remember, but at any rate, he definitely didn't go to college. He realized that if he had the right people in the right positions, that they could run his companies for them. And he gave them everything that they needed to make that happen and trusted them to do their jobs well because he knew what they could do. And in this way, he owns, 300-400 companies and 300 or 400 nonprofits, and basically he's able to do really well and enjoy his life. And even though he has a lot of stress, because anyone who has that kind of responsibility would, he makes a point to have fun every single day. That is a man who knows how to enjoy his life and do a lot of good at the same time. Think of someone like Ted Turner. I just read his autobiography. It was brilliant. And he does take responsibility for not always being the nicest person. But he started out life taking over the billboard company that his father had owned. And then he got into radio and realized that television was the way to go. And when cable came in, he realized that's really where he needed to go. This was the new technology. And his ideas were thought of as crazy at the time. 24-hour news? Who would want to listen to 24-hour news? And yet, CNN is very, very famous. He has TNT, I think it's TNT, where he puts on the colorized versions of the old films when color film didn't exist when the black and whites were made. And some people who really like the classics as they were made don't really like the fact that they were colorized, but for the newer generation, they only like color. So that technology worked out really well. And he wanted to have wholesome programming. He didn't like a lot of the garbage that is now on TV. The so-called reality shows, a lot of the cussing that you see on TV, and a bunch of other stuff. He wanted to be wholesome, good entertainment. Now, most people would think that he was absolutely insane at the time that he came up with these innovative ideas. But the guy did really well for himself, one must say. He was totally illogical in his thinking processes. And yet look at what he created. In fact, that's true of any innovator, any inventor, anyone who thinks outside the proverbial box is thought of as being kind of nuts until they prove what they have is viable and actually a great addition to life. That's the way it goes. Then all of a sudden, everybody wants to do what they're doing, take part in it. So, what do you need to do to be illogical? Think about those things that you really want to achieve in your life. Take a step every single day in that direction. Keep that idea, the vision. See yourself in that position, in those roles, roles, going forward. And before you know it, you will be in those places doing those amazing things that you illogically brought up for yourself. It's called the law of attraction. And it can happen even easier if you're willing to help other people do things that they need help with. And in return, they just might have something to help you on your road as well. That is called the law of reciprocity. These are universal laws, and laws that I live by. It is the way I've achieved the things I've achieved, gone to the many wonderful places that I've gone to, always giving before asking. Asking what the person wanted from me, something that I could offer. In return, I've gotten great gifts given in return. Great friendships, wonderful, wonderful support to do exactly what I want to do with this thing called life. Because this is the thing about life. We only have so much time, and we don't know how much time that is. But I can tell you this, if you listen to your body and you do those things that excite you and are interested of you, and you eat whole foods, like one-item foods that you mix together to make recipes, and do increased activity that you enjoy doing, so you'll do it. So if you like to dance, dance. If you like to swim, swim. If you like to play sports, play sports. I don't care what you do, just make sure you do it. Yoga is wonderful too. Yoga and Pilates, oh my God. I got my core strength so good when I was doing that regularly. When I went to Israel, I looked better than I ever did in my entire life, except for maybe before college, because I was a pretty active youth. In any case, I digress. Be illogical. Go for the things that make you happy and fulfilled inside, because you only have one life. And I'm going to tell you right here, right now, I just lost my best friend from college, my godson's father. He was only 57 years old. He was not happy in his life. He was very unhealthy as a result of it. He wouldn't confront any of it. Yes, he went to go see the doctors, but he kind of only did kind of what they asked him to do. And he ended up dying on an operating table down in Florida while he was on vacation with his girlfriend, 57 years old. And his brother had died at age 50. Same kind of thing, heart disease resulting from diabetes. And he was only 50. So we don't know what time we have. So get real, get excited, and go to do the things that you want to do that bring energy and happiness, and, most of all, purpose and fulfillment to your life. As always, I thank you for spending your time with me. Till next time. If you have enjoyed Claim Your Excellent Life, we'd really appreciate it if you go over to iTunes and give it a 5-star review. If you have found Claim Your Excellent Life to be helpful to you, and maybe even life-altering with the information that we have shared here, and to allow us to continue this work, which we really do enjoy doing for you, you can sponsor us at patreon.com. That's spelled P as in Paul, ATREON as in Nancy.com. Again, that's P as in Paul, AT as in Tom, REON as in Nancy.com, where there's a few different levels of sponsorship that you can choose from to help us to continue doing this work. We thank you for any assistance that you are able to give us.
Thank you for listening to the podcast, Claim Your Excellent Life, with your host, Suzanne Kellner-Zinck, where she helps professional women learn how to be happy. Suzanne teaches you how to do this through building high self-esteem, relaxation and calm, and good, healthy relationships. Tune in every week as Suzanne shares effective strategies to help you claim your excellent life with happiness techniques, self-esteem building exercises, relationship tips, and relaxation information. Make sure to head over to dawningvisions.com to subscribe to the newsletter to receive your keys to happiness, as well as other useful free gifts for you.